Dear learners, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Prashant Kumar Gautam from University Institute of Hotel and Tourism Management, Punjab University, Chandigarh. Today, we shall be taking module titled Introduction to Special Interest Tourism under paper Special Interest Tourism. The learning objectives of this module are defining special interest tourism, defining the scope of special interest tourism, to know the distinguished features of special interest tourism, to understand the significance of special interest tourism. Dear learners, let's take the introduction of special interest tourism. Tourism is such a discipline which has wide range of products and services to be offered to the tourist. The tourist comes with a wide range of diverse motivation. This motivation may fluctuate between a common to uncommon tourist product, popular to less popular or less known, national to international or regional, living or dead, sometimes a legend, and many more. This emerging type of tourism has carved out a place for itself, and in the modern era of throat cut competition, this has emerged as a new concept giving soothing result to travel agents and tour operators for their business. Now, the travel agents and tour operators have much more options for their business. Earlier, it was a traditional business focusing on specific form of tourism. With the advent of this special interest tourism, the companies are now playing with new business strategies, new ideas and new concepts which are mutually beneficial to both the parties in terms of tourist satisfaction, monetary benefit and exploration of new destinations and overall economic of the destination. This activity has forced the government to think of something, and as a result it has come up with so many plans and proposals to develop the isolated places and activities of special interest. Tourists enjoying special interest tourism activities are expecting to learn more, enrich their awareness for the place which they intend to visit, and express themselves about their perception related to the place or service. Such tourists expect high quality of services and personalized touch. Many of us has desired to travel in an authentic environment in a sound manner and to have genuine experience of social, cultural and environmental aspects with a positive attachment with the host population. We have a wide range of special interest tourism. It may range from a single woman going for trekking to Manali or a bike tour of Leh or visiting the remote areas of Mana village or feeling blessed by taking a holy dip in river Ganges on the occasion of Kumbh or studying the rich cultural and architectural heritage of India in the monolithic temples of Ellora or erotic sculpture of Khajuraho and Sun Temple of Konark, or volunteering in any social awareness program. It has a wide range of spectrum which can be described in a line or in a paragraph. However, the classification of the tourism is based on the valid interest or ground that influences people to leave their native place. If a tour manager is able to smell the motivation behind traveling an FIT or group of people to a special destination, hopefully they may design a tailored or ready-made package to support that special reason for their traveling. Some travel companies are doing business specially in SIT and have created a niche for them. The reason for promoting SIT by travel suppliers frequently shows that they have found it very profitable and hence they put a lot of efforts in making special package tours to cater the needs of special interest tourists. What is SIT? The term SIT denotes such type of touristic activity which has potential to woo tourists in a small number, but such tourists are highly dedicated towards such destinations. Such activities may include pretty uncommon interests or actions which are witnessed by only a small segment of the tourist. Some eminent scholars are of this view that SIT is nothing but it is an alternative form of tourism. They propose that it is the prerequisite of customized vacation and frivolous feeling motivated by the specific articulated interest of persons and groups. A special interest tourist go for a choice of certain artifact or service that brings them satisfaction, specific desires and wants and is considered for divergent and explicit reasons. They also propose that special interest tourists are mainly looking for non-exploitative and genuine feelings. Sometimes the word niche tourism replaces special interest tourism. Niche tourism has been emerged as a diverse tourism product. It is just because of wide research procedures such new forms of tourism have evolved, and as a result this tourism industry concentrates on capturing new, emerging and lucrative markets. As the tourists are becoming more demanding and are enjoying several trips in a calendar year, the possibility of growth in need for non-standardized products are very common. Special interest tourism offers many alternative forms of tourism, hence special interest tourism is also considered as an alternative tourism. This concept is also used for mass tourism with certain distinction. To differentiate mass tourism with niche tourism, it can be said that the mass tourism occurs in memorable and conventional environment, while niche or SIT stresses on new form of destination or events to fulfill the demand of shifting market. To clarify, in the following illustration can be quoted. The decline in sunbathing holidays are occurred due to the fear of skin cancer, which means that even the conventional beach holidays attract tourists for non-traditional opportunities like water sports or diving or excursion to heritage sites or local villages sites nearby. Although special interest or niche tourism concentrates to attract a meticulous type of guest, there can be idiosyncratic distinction between available micro niche. A good example of medical tourism can be considered because it can be fragmented into 6 micro niches. Meaning and concept of special interest tourism. First time in the year 1980, a conscious step was taken by S.E. Reed to define SIT. He defined it in a term of natives who are moving someplace because they have some specific motive, and that motive can be persuaded in a specific area or at a specific place. To define SIT, it can be said that it is an essence of customized tourism products or services that fulfill the specific needs, wants and happiness of a particular group or an individual. Through this example, it is clear that tourism activity is performed to delight a special motive, interest, needs, wants and demands. It has been considered that SIT contains some important experiences which include rewarding, enriching, adventures and learning. In another words, special interest tourism can be said that the journey be the prime motives of practicing or enjoying something special which is uncommon and different and is pursued at that destination only. It may include bizarre hobbies, actions, themes, event or place which has ability to attract special interest markets. SIT has been evolved as a new avenue in the field of tourism because of researches compelled to provide added value to conventional tourism. This also shows that much products must have ability to attract tourists and provide some unique experience in the area which is special in the eyes of tourists. Such tourists seek unusual itineraries which may be described in another term expanded form of destination experiences made for the need of mass tourism. Novelli suggests that niche tourism can be fragmented into a number of macro niches like socio-cultural, environmental, green, eco, rural and urban tourism and then into subsect or micro niches. The model given by Smith et al. Table shows the example. Cultural, heritage, tribal, religious, educational, genealogy. Environmental, nature and wildlife, ecotourism, adventure, alpine, geotourism, coastal tourism. Rural, farm, barns, camping, wine, gastronomy, sports, festival and events, arts and crafts. Urban, business, conference, exhibition, sports, gallery, art, others. Photographic, small cruise, volunteer, dark, youth, transport. Although special interest or niche tourism often concentrates to create a center of attention for a specific visitor, there can be very idiosyncratic differences between macro niches. A good example can be considered in the field of medical tourism, which can further be fragmented into at least 6 micro niches. Health and wellness tourism, micro niches. Spa tourism, typical activities, healing with medical or mineral waters. Typical visitors, elderly visitors with health problems. Holistic tourism, typical activity, body, mind, spirit treatment is a retreat. Typical tourist, middle-aged professional executives. Spiritual tourism, typical activities, pilgrimages, ashrams, meditation retreats. Tourist, mainly over 30, some backpackers. Yoga tourism, activities, asanas and meditation and retreat. Tourist, mainly professional women over 40. Medical tourism, activities, operations, plastic surgery. Tourist, westerns over 40, more likely women. Beauty tourism, activities, massage, facial treatments in a spa or hotel. Tourist, women over 25, professional or executives. Even here, a distinction can be done between, for example, medical tourism. Spa tourism is catering the need of old age tourists who have some health issues, but a purposely built recreational spa center attracts leisure and beauty tourists. The labels dedicated to special interest or niche tourism need to be cautiously painstaking and the correct market should be focused. The numbers for micro niche or very special interest tourism will be somewhat low, but class and money tend to be high. Features of special interest tourism. Special interest tourists have some distinguished features. This type of tourism is relatively expensive. If we exclude certain markets, although the form of tourists like students, backpackers and low income may be able to afford some types of tourism like ecotourism, cultural tourism or adventure tourism. But the requisites for organizing such trips that it needs to be organized independently. Another feature of special interest tourists are that more likely they are of middle aged and are traveling with or without children. Exception might be included in some forms of nature-based or wildlife tourism. As many forms of special interest tourism are not apt or fascinating for children, it is also common for tourists to travel alone. It has been observed that many special interest tourism destinations are enjoyed by such travelers whose interests lie in some specification that hardly any traveling companion can be found, and hence the quality of facilities and services for single travelers is elementary in this sector. It might be possible that while pursuing a single holiday at any special interest destination, one can come across similar interests of other like-minded people on holidays. Special interest tourists may have other explicit needs. For example, if the traveler is physically challenged, gay, old age, or in poor health, operators must focus in arranging hotel services and means of transport with easy access for such disabled guests and deputing specially trained staff who can assist such visitors. Gay visitors may prefer gay friendly hotels, spas, cruises, or entertainment venues. Elderly visitors may want to visit medical spas, but they need to be catered for properly and attended to by qualified staff. In terms of product characteristics and tourist motivations, SIT could be described as an activity which focuses on submissive, energetic, empirical, exploratory, innovative, rational, or soothing. From the above facts, we can conclude that special interest tourism has the following distinguished features which make it a unique. 1. Special interest tourism has been evolved from a search for new avenues which are likely to add and attract value to conventional tourism. Number 2. Gives a unique experience to the tourist of his/her special interest. 3. Tourist undertakes the journey for the unusual and not for the routine itinerary. 4. Tourists are traveling to a particular destination with the purpose of fulfilling a particular interest which can be pursued only at that destination. 5. It offers many alternative forms and it is developed by keeping tourist preference in mind. 6. There is a possibility that a variety of experiences can be offered at the same site or destination. Scope of special interest tourism. Scope of special interest tourism is very wide because it provides numerous opportunities. So far as the scope of SIT is concerned, this emerging form of tourism has huge scope in the terms of every stakeholder. For example, tourist destination, travel agent and tour operators, host, government, and obviously those who are reaping benefits indirectly. Tourists get acquainted with some new attractions of his or her interest which has some unique and unbeatable feature. With passage of time, the area gets popularized and as a result the basic amenities like accommodation, transportation also get introduced. Tourists feel happy and satisfied. The special interest destination is now being infested with the tourists of similar interest. Travel agents are the person who are responsible for introducing the special interest attraction in the market as a product through their package tours. They are promoting special interest destinations for the sake of local community, host population, whose income is purely dependent upon the spending of the tourists and visitors. It is the travel agents and tour operators who are introducing new attractions into their itinerary, and as a result, the tourist is motivated to extend his or her duration of stay at the destination. Hence, the locals are more benefited with the spending of the tourist. The government receives revenue in the form of taxes collected on the products and services consumed by the travelers. The features of SIT seems to be highly apprehensive in seeking both individual and interpersonal plunder and existing opportunities, rather than with evading individual and interpersonal environments. This implies that special interest tourism is less about escapism and relaxation and more about active self development and gaining new experiences. Although activities may be enjoyable and therapeutic, there is usually either an educational or self improvement dimensions such as developing a fitter, healthier body or a more creative or lively mind. So, as SIT grows, it becomes more typical and various former niche based activities are gaining the popularity as mass tourism. Example can be quoted like introduction of culture tourism in cities, Chowki Dhani in Jaipur, ecotourism, wildlife safaris or snow-based hard and soft sports. This has resulted into attracting tour operators and motivating them to be more inventive in their product improvement, branding and packaging and labeling. This may mean that the activities are essentially similar, but a different focus might be given to appeal to different markets. For example, safaris are now being differentiated in some way from each other. The special interest tourism products therefore offer a wide range of options to be chosen by the tourists. The ranges of such products are directly attached to the specific destinations and their distinguished ecological features. Some new avenues of tourism industry can be traced back where the possibilities of developing special interest tourism lies are honeymoon or wedding safaris, photography or painting safaris, canoeing safaris, ballooning safaris, pre-wedding photo shoot, types of special interest tourism. There is no such classification of special interest tourism, however, it purely depends upon the nature and motivation of the tourist who chooses a particular type of tourism product. In the definitions mentioned above, it is clearly said that the people are traveling to those destinations which have some peculiar features matching with their interests. So the definition never focuses on any type of tourist destination, but it stresses on the particular or purpose of fulfilling a particular interest which can be satisfied at that particular destination. Special interest tourism offers many forms of tourism which have been formulated by keeping the interest of travelers in mind. It encompasses almost equally diverse tourism products ranging from historical, culinary, archaeology and other interests such as golf, fishing, etc. It is very difficult to categorize the types of special interest tourism because, as the name suggests, it can be anything ranging from a commodity product to services. It can be a tangible product in the form of a souvenir or an intangible product in the form of services. The hospitality services of a resort may attract travelers to stay more nights. Besides, they have covered all the sightseeing. The sulfur bath at Bashisht or Manikaran can be a special interest for the skin disease people, while the active and passive participation in paragliding competition at Beed and Billing, Himachal Pradesh can be an innovative product to attract adventure loving people. India is full of special interest tourism, out of which culture is highly popular among international as well as domestic tourists. As an estimate, every 2 out of the 3 tourist visits Rajasthan, which is a prime destination for special interest tourism, but it is not necessary that every tourist has common interest to visit fort and palaces, arts and architecture, safaris at desert or purchasing colorful souvenirs. Every tourist has different perspectives to visit these destinations, keeping their special interest in their mind. Special tourism can be anything which has potential to offer something to the guests. However, the names of some of the common special interest activities which are available in India are given below: adventure, beach and island, health, wildlife, sports, rural, volunteer, cultural, religion, ecology, culinary, heritage, medical or wellness. Significance of special interest tourism. If we look back to analyze the significance of the special interest tourism, we get that it is beneficial to all the stakeholders of the tourism. For tourists, travel agents and tour operators, host community, government. The tourist gets satisfaction by visiting the site of his or her interest for which he or she has spent time and money. Travel agents and tour operators make special itineraries for special interest tourists and hence they get business. They also carry responsibility to promote such tourist destinations. The host gets benefit directly and indirectly by the spending of the tourists. The government also gets benefit by promoting special interest tourism in the form of tax collection and revenues. The tourism receipt is further invested in establishing basic infrastructure required for the destination. The government also gets success in increasing the length of the stay of the tourist by providing him or her unique attraction of his or her choice in the form of special interest tourism. However, there are some other benefits of promoting special interest tourism and is mentioned below. The activities experienced at a novel location which is unbeatable and possesses unique features, and further it contributes into destination promotion in long terms. B. As the special interest tourism has some additional features, it requires some new ambience at the site to allure visitors. Such attractions has options to include special events and activities and variations at the site. See, another benefit of special interest tourism is that it requires a new environment because the particular destination is going to cater the needs and wants of some special interest tourists. If the environment is not new, why a tourist will come to that particular place? D. With the promotion of special interest tourism sites, the tourists have opportunity of experiencing something new, which is not available elsewhere. E. In terms of investment opportunity, the special interest tourism is also beneficial due to low startup investment required in comparison to investments needed to develop mass sun and beach tourism. F. Special interest attraction exists, and as a result the tourism policy makers find the right way to use and resources and manage them strategically. G. It has been observed that very often special interest tourism does not depend entirely on the development of infrastructure because even the low facility can attract tourists to its source. H. Due to less investment required and tourists want to recreate themselves by visiting new attractions which are new and have some uniqueness, the demand for such type of tourism is growing rapidly. I. Customer prefers those tourism activities that offers new experience and new unseen places. Dear learners, let's summarize this module. The conceptualization of special interest tourism in India is an emerging concept in tourism industry. It is also known as niche tourism because the marketing people have evolved this term to differentiate it from regular and conventional form of tourism. The special interest tourism is nothing but is likely to attract and add value to conventional tourism. The motto of this type of tourism is to offer the tourist a completely unique and unbeatable experience in the area which is of special interest to the tourist. To define special interest tourism, it can be said that the traveler visiting to a particular destination with the motivations to fulfill a particular interest which can be pursued only at that visited place. The promotion of special interest tourism has many benefits in terms of sociological, political and economics. It is also beneficial to host guest travel agents and tour operators, government and many more who are directly and indirectly associated with it. There are different types of special interest tourism available in India which is fulfilling the needs of the special interest tourists. It may vary from cultural to heritage, honeymoon to medical, ecotourism to volunteer tourism and many more. Thank you.